Hi friends, you're here with me, Baby Firefly the Taxidermy Witch, and we are going to play with some corn and make a witchy basket. Now this is just part one of part two because I'll have to figure out how to make the basket itself, but I'm on a time crunch because once this corn dries, there's the leaves of the corn, okay? Once that dries, it hardens and you can't manipulate it anymore. But yesterday, I had about this much of a big old bushel, if you will, of these corn leaves, and I cut the hell out of myself, okay, right in this area where it's like so, oh, it's a bad cut. So be careful when you work with corn and other things that are like a grass type of thing where it can really slice your hand, and there was blood going all down my arm. It was insane. So what I do is I match 3 leaves up that pretty much look the same, right? Because you want them to be the same lengths. That way, when you're done braiding them, they are, you're not wasting any other bits, and they're about the same length. Now see, I made this last night and I picked these 2 days ago. So they're starting to dry naturally, but I'm still able to manipulate it. Now I could make some head dresses. I could make, I just thought, let's dry it into some kind of rope, right? We could make some bracelets. We could make a lot of different things, but I think I want to use all of this to make a basket. So I'm going to show you how I do my braids with these. I will tell you that the more you let them dry out, the more they'll crack. So I'm excited to use these super fresh. I cut these about 2-3 hours ago. When you're working with corn, beware of earwigs. There's a good amount of earwigs that hang out in corn, all over, inside the cob, inside of the leaves, just kind of everywhere. So watch out for those. And I'm going to sit back here and I'm going to tie up one of these for you guys so you can see. I'll show you all of them. See, and they're staying together even though I haven't really tied up either end. I left both ends a little loose in case I need to have loose ends to tie the basket together. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. Again, I'm able to manipulate it now, but it will dry. So we'll sit down and we'll make one. So we've got 3 pieces because to make a braid you need 3 pieces, yeah? And they're all about the same length. So now I'm going to sit down over here and show you how I use my feet to tie them up. So they're about as long as your legs, okay? Like if you take one, you can see it's about as long as your leg. So I take the 3 ends and I put them together. Make sure there's no bugs on them. Put those 3 ends together. And then take that part and put it between your heels of your feet. Like that. And then leave maybe an inch or 2 past your heel so that, like I say, there'll be stuff to braid the basket with together later. So then I'm just going to take this and make a nice simple braid, really. Don't pull too tight. If you hear cracking and breaking, it's just the main stem part, but it's really hard to pull these apart. They're super strong, so if you hear cracking and breaking, even when they're fresh, that's just the fresh stalk kind of coming apart. The leaf will hold everything together. And so be careful when you're tying this up. You could get a grass cut. But in general, just don't whip them through your fingers like I did. I was trying to rip them off the stalk without scissors. Not a good idea. This cut's going to take probably 3 weeks to heal up. But I bled on my basket. you know, I bled on some of those corn stalks. That's why this basket stuff is just for me. I can't sell it with my Etsy herbs right now. But the rest of the corn stalks I'll be able to, or the corn leaves. So you can make poppets with these. You could do all kinds of stuff. I've just decided to kind of braid them up and make a basket. So here's the braid that we just made. It's really like as tight as you can without breaking it. Again, I've left some on this end and some on this end so that when we bend the basket, we can tie it together. Or when we make a little head wreath, we can tie it together. So that's it. Once I figure out how to create the basket, I'll do another video and show you guys what I'm up to. But thanks for joining me, Baby Firefly, the taxidermy witch. Well, we played with corn leaves. They're just so cool. Corn is excellent for divination. It's excellent for luck. And I forget the last thing that Scotty says it's good for, but I always use it for divination. So maybe you could make a little head wreath for divination. And maybe you could put some moonstone on it, or I'm going to be tying stones into my grass basket, which will be really cool, or hanging some from the little handle. So I can't wait to show you guys. See you soon. It's love and lightning out there. Bye.